not that I can see, but show of hands. How many of you have already read The Heir? How many of you have read it twice already?
Bravo.
Impressive.
Good
impressive,
job.
Impressive. Kiera, welcome.
Hi, friend.
Hello, friend. Kiera and I go way back.
So far back.
So far back. There's a couple of vines of us dancing and stuff. She's a good dancer.
A little bit of this.
There we go.
Yeah.
We'll do that. All right, you guys, so here's how it's gonna work. I've got a couple of questions, and then we're gonna go through all of your cards, and we're gonna pick a couple of those, and then we'll get to the signing so you guys can get your books. So all right, so you're out on tour right now.
A little bit.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm sleepy a little, but having a lot of fun. So,
Yeah?
Yeah.
So for anybody who hasn't read The Heir, or parents here who don't know what the series is, can you tell us a little bit about what's The Heir?
The Heir. Okay, so the first 3 books in the Selection trilogy, The Selection, The Elite, and The One, followed America's Singer through her selection process, which is a thing they use to get princes' wives. Let's just go with that. And now, spoiler, by the way, the first 3 books are totally, we might not talk about too much about The Heir tonight because it's just out, but the first 3 books are fair game, so just deal with it. And now, Maxon and America are married. They are king and queen. And they have, I know you're happy. And they have babies. And now Eadlyn, who is in line to be the heir, she is up for her own selection process, which is weird, if I'm honest, but it's good. So yeah.
How are America, mom and daughter? How are they similar and how are they different?
Okay, so America, she was actually like, she was kind of hard to get to know. Mm-hmm. Like it took me a while. She kind of had some walls up. She didn't want to tell me everything right away. So it took some time. But Eadlyn is a sassy pants. And she was, yeah. And she was just kind of out there. So she's telling me stuff, but I think just their perspectives and the way they tell stories and tell me what's going on in their lives are very different. So America was Eadlyn, I feel, is not maybe quite as reliable telling the story as America is, if that makes sense. If you read it, she kind of has a very serious, like the way she looks at stuff isn't always accurate.
What qualities did she pick up from her dad?
Well, she's well, she's gorgeous
Somewhere, yeah.
So no, I think it's like the comedy, like his sort of. She does have a sense of humor. I don't think she's aware of how funny she is, but every once in a while she drops something. She's funny. Yes, I think that's more of Max. America, I mean, she's stubborn. She's very stubborn, like her mother. So.
Is America still stubborn in this?
A little bit.
She hasn't matured out of her stubbornness?
No, it's just stubborn about different things, I think. Like she's got a different agenda now, different things she's got to take care of, but she's very like, this is how it's going down. So
she sounds a lot like my mom.
Yeah. Not mine. Mine's way chill. My mom's so chill.
So you've given Eadlyn an extended family made up of some familiar faces from the original series.
Yes.
What was it like sort of bringing them back around? Did any of these characters that you wrote in the original series, did they do anything that surprised you in this one?
Yeah.
Or did you make them do something surprise them?
I never make anybody do anything. They do all their own stuff, and I'm just sort of
speak to you?
They do,
okay.
And I just put it on paper. That is my job. So if you haven't read The Heir yet, you get to see Marley and Carter, you get to see Aspen and Lucy, May is around, and Gavril. I think that's everybody from the original cast that we kind of get to see. And there were some surprises. May, I don't know, May, she's May. So I'm not completely surprised with where the direction in her life went. There were some things about the other families and what they're kind of, the way they're choosing to live, and things that were kind of forced upon them that were kind of surprising and difficult at times, but yeah, like it was weird. I don't want to spoil anything. It's weird when I go looking for something and I'm like, oh, that's not even there, and that's because I thought it would be.
Right.
So that's weird.
Quick question about the name Eadlyn.
Yeah, it's Eadlyn.
Eadlyn.
Mm-hmm.
Not Eadlyn.
Not Eadlyn.
Not Adlyn.
No. And it's funny, my pastor's daughter is Adeline. She's like, so did you take my name and switch it around? It's like, no.
You're like,
I mean, I love you so much, but no.
How did that name come about?
Well, Aaron's name came first. I knew Aaron's name, and I didn't want it to be like double A names,
Right.
but I did want them to be like sort of similar. Like they sound like they belong together. So Eadlyn, I was looking, if I don't already have a rejected baby name sitting around,
Right.
which was most of the names in the first book, were rejected baby names. I do have a baby naming book that I just kind of keep on hand, which is weird. Sometimes like, oh, so you're expecting. I was like, no, I'm making a book. No more babies right now. So like that's always really weird. But Eadlyn kind of popped up. I read through it, and it turns out Eadlyn means princess. So boom. That just, yeah.
What language does it mean, princess?
I don't know. I'd have to go look it up. But that's a
In
real
all
thing.
language, it means
in some language, it means princess.
Oh,
Oh, baby. And then she has two other brothers, Caden and Austin, who are hilarious. I love Austin. If you haven't read yet, Austin.
Who loves Austin here?
Who loves Austin?
Yeah?
Kinda.
All right, there we go.
Yeah, he's so cute. Can't get over Austin.
So was the process writing this any different than writing the selection?
I mean, everything's kind of similar in that I sort of show up and I wait for people to talk. Like that's really, really all it is. But even spoke a little bit faster than America did. Like when I was writing the selection, I wrote it, got to the end, I was like, oh, now I know you, I made a mistake and I have to go write the whole thing over again. So it took me a while to get that right, but Eadlyn, I felt like I kind of knew enough about her to kind of get it through the right way the first time, which was kind of cool and kind of surprising because she's so different. She's different. I love her.
This is a totally random question here,
Yeah.
but if you were gonna go back to prom,
Yeah?
which dress from the series covers would you wear?
Okay.
I know, it's a hard question.
This is rough. Okay, so I was just saying a minute ago, like someone asked me like which dress is my favorite, and I was like, oh, it's the one from the selection. It's vintage. You can't find it anywhere. It's one of a kind. But like the dress on the one is like a $20,000 Panina Tournée wedding dress.
They said it was really heavy. It was like 50 pounds or
Yeah,
something.
it's worth the dress. So I think just once, because my real wedding dress, I got it online. It was T-length. It was nothing fancy. It was so plain. I was like, one day I will find a reason to wear a fancy dress again. I'm gonna buy like a really crazy expensive dress, and that hasn't happened yet. But I would love to like have an excuse to wear that dress.
See, this is why the book industry needs like an Oscars night. I know we like the National Book Awards, but like let's everybody dress up. I actually had an idea for the next book after the Heir, and I was like, why don't we do a selection fashion show?
Ooh.
With like FIT or something.
I approve. I was like, I thought you were gonna say like we should put the cover model in like a potato sack and see what happens. I was like, oh, okay, so she's impoverished now. Things have changed a lot. I was like, I didn't know where you were going. I'm so sorry.
It'd be cool though.
It would be cool. Flip it up just a little bit.
Just a little.
And she'd still rock it because she's Eadlyn.
So which dress would you guys wear to the prom? Anybody who would wear the selection dress, raise your hand. The Elite.
Oh, I can see you.
The One.
A lot of you.
And the Heir.
Oh, really?
I'm with you.
That's really cool. Okay, that's fun to know that that's like your favorite now.
You have the best dresses in YA.
I know, they're so pretty. I actually saw a poll recently and all of the covers were doing really well. Like, so thanks for loving the dresses because they're pretty.
So let's talk about Eadlyn's selection.
Let's.
And there's a lot of boys.
Yeah, there are. I don't know who you just said. Did you say Hail? Hail. Okay. Oh my gosh, please don't hurt me over these words.
I know you can't have a favorite, but
No, I kind of actually do.
who's
I
your
know,
favorite?
isn't that
Who's
weird?
your favorite?
Because here's the thing, I could never choose between Maxon and Aspen. Everybody always asked, and I was like,
Maxon.
oh my gosh. I put up my ninja hands when I get scared. You guys gotta dial it back. Okay. So no, because here's the thing, is you're like, oh, which one do you love more? And I was like, well, I kind of love them both because bits of my husband kind of went into my boys. So like, if you liked how like driven and passionate Aspen was, like that's very Calloway, and Maxon's like nerdiness and cuteness, like that's so Calloway. So like it was sort of like the same person in two different bodies for me, so I could never love one more than the other. But it's sort of different this time around, and I'm trying to say, I think I said this on Twitter the other day, that my favorite is Henri. He's my favorite, or Henry. You can say Henry. Henri. But I do kind of love him. He's just so cute. Like, if you haven't gotten to the part with the apron yet, like, I just died a little bit. It was like, you're so cute right now. Anyway, I won't say anymore. But oh my gosh, the apron.
Was that your favorite scene to write?
No, it's so quick. It happens like that. But that was the favorite. And also, when the boys kind of come in the first time, and she's being Captain Sass. Yeah, I love it. Okay, so like this, my favorite. I think it's Hale. I'm not sure who. Or no, someone says you know, my dad used to be a 2, and she's like, oh, that's Hale. And sorry, there's a lot of dudes. It's hard for me to keep it straight. And she's like, he says my dad used to be a 2, and she's like, that's great. And he's like, well, it's kind of impressive. And she's like, not as impressive as having a dad who used to be a 1. So, and like, she's like, you're done now. You can go. And I just love that. I just love that she was exactly who she was from the very beginning.
How was it writing, you know, this whole selection from, you know, with a girl that gets to choose?
Honestly, okay, so here's the thing, and I'm sorry if this is kind of creepy for anybody, but like there was a survey, and I saw this like recently, where they asked people who use like public dating site like Tinder and stuff, like boys, like what's your greatest fear, like on these things? And they're like, having a girl show up who's fat or ugly. If you ask, which is right, like ew. Yeah. And they asked girls the same thing, and they were like, being raped or murdered. And I was like, that's a huge difference. And I felt like even though Eadlyn is in charge here, she's still like capable of being hurt. Like and so I felt like some of that had to be reflected, because gender does make a difference. It does. And so I know that's like a heavy thing to kind of talk about, but like, you know, Maxon, like what was his biggest like worry? Like getting a girl who was kind of manipulative, getting a girl who was kind of like a wimp. And Eadlyn has to worry about a guy who might try to usurp her. Like she has to worry about like a lot of different things, like in her role as queen, like upcoming queen. So I think I hope I did that justice in a not too scary, creepy, weird way. But I thought that it had to be represented. Like I think it had to be honest. So. No.
It just got real.
I'm so sorry. Do we want to talk about kittens now or something? Like we can do that.
Did anybody see the kitten videos that we did? Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I heard mixed responses, like, why did they give the cats all the books? It's not fair. That cat can't read. I want the books. Give them to me. And like people were crazy.
Most of the questions we got were, did the cats pee on the books?
Did they?
No.
Okay.
No cats were harmed in the filming. No books were harmed.
Okay, good. As long as everything's okay. Oh my gosh.
Kittens your thing?
I like kittens. I just was looking the other day, you know those like hairless Sphinx cats? They're kind of ugly. I want one of those really ugly cats, because it needs love. Someone needs to love the ugly cats. It could be me. I could love it.
Do you have a spirit animal? Is it that Sphinx cat?
No. I think Harry Styles is my spirit animal. He's also my celebrity crush, so everything's really weird in there. So like, yeah. But yeah, I love my boys.
I have a few more questions on the back here. I just thought them up while we were backstage. So,
yes,
you are a New York Times bestselling author.
So fancy.
Hair flip emoji. Do you remember where you were when you first found out you made the list?
Yes, I do. Well, like, okay, wait, the first time I went to number 1?
First time when you went to number 1, I was with you at RT.
I don't remember. I remember, oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the name right now. Marianne Zissimos. She was my publicist at the time. So I come through the door, because I went to the bathroom before a panel. I was going to sit and learn about new adult, because that's a thing. And I went to the bathroom, and on the way back, like at RT, they have like lots of swaggy things. So there's candy everywhere. So much stuff. I was like, Starburst, yes. So I'm opening my Starburst. I walk in the door, and I'm chewing, and she goes, you're number 1. I was like, what are you talking about? And like, she goes, you're number 1. So she pulls up this thing and shows me like the list. And I'm like, woo! And then like somebody wants to take my picture, and I don't know why, like this was my instinct. I opened the second Starburst and started eating more. I was like, it's so great. And everybody's looking at me, and I'm just chowing down. So like, I don't know, but I will never forget that because I cried a lot and it was awkward. It was beautiful. And the first time, I remember all of these things. The first time I got the call, I asked my editor if she was punking me because she recently told me that could never happen. And I was like, oh, thanks. And then I was like, thank you for the check. Like there were too many cool books out. She's like, your books are great, but it's just not gonna happen. I was like, oh, thank you, I appreciate that. And then it happened. I was like, are you messing with me? Because you just said no. And then I remember going to #1. The second time I went to #1, I was on a panel and I was waiting for the text to come in. And I was like, okay, and Divergent, it was out, it was huge, the movie was coming. I was like, well, I was talking to April and Pike, and we're like, I can't go to #1, it's Divergent. She's like, yeah, but maybe you could do maybe I could do #2, I don't know. And so we're talking, and then I get the text, it just says, 1, exclamation point, and I just go, and I started crying. And April Lynn actually told the room for me, because I was too weepy, I didn't know what to do. I ruined the whole panel, I was just talking way too much. But yeah, those are special things, so. Very precious. It doesn't matter on a day-to-day basis, while I'm changing diapers and stuff, but it's really cool to have on my books. I like it.
I feel like if the Heir in the series hits #1, you should do something.
I've already gotten a tattoo.
Oh, let me see. Oh, that's so awesome.
I owed you guys a tattoo. I said I would, so it's there. Oh, baby. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not jumping off of anything or out of anything. That's off the list. I don't know, but if you come up with something amazing, again, I don't think it's gonna happen. I asked if I could, because you get a special little thing when you hit #1. So I asked, can you guys send me one that says you tried? I want a special thing that says to put next to the other ones in my office. That's my dream right now. You tried. So
I think it's gonna hit #1.
We'll see. I don't even want to know. I don't know. It's so much anxiety. It's so weird. But anyway, I don't care. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Not even a big thing. I mean, whatever. Stuff.
How many tattoos do you have?
Just the 2.
Just a little star.
Yeah, because I used to make these New Year's goals, not resolutions, goals, ride an elephant, learn to hula hoop, these things.
See, that's so much better. Resolutions I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
I'm gonna not do this.
I'm gonna stop procrastinating. That's not measurable. I can tell you whether or not I rode an elephant. I did. So
where did you ride an elephant?
There's a zoo in 45 minutes away from me. They let you ride the elephants. I was done. So yeah, and I wanted to get a tattoo, and I was I got a little star, and then I promised the crown, so we have a crown. And I'm done now. This hurt so bad. And the guy, he jacked it up, and he didn't finish all the lines, so I had to go back and do it, over again, and it was bleeding. I was like, I hate this right now. This is not fun anymore. I forget it, but anyway, we're good. We're done, we're good.
What is the craziest thing or best thing a fan has ever done for you?
Craziest or best? I always appreciate it when I've gone to our team, not been able to find Sprite, and I show up at a panel and 3 people bring me Sprite. That's so sweet. That just makes my day. And then there's always some weird encounters in a bathroom or something. When I'm just not feeling well, I was this really isn't the time for a selfie, but whatever. The other day, and this was a weird one. This happened. My kids go to gymnastics. So Gaiden is old enough, he's off in his little own area, but Zuzu's only 2, so the parents are participating, and she's running off the trampoline, doing what she's not supposed to be doing, the rest of the kids, and I'm going, Zuzu, and someone just goes, Kiera, and I look up and they're that's her, and it was weird, because they knew me, because they knew my daughter's name, so that's what I get for posting stuff online, but because, as teenage girls also learning to do really cool flips and stuff, and they knew Zuzu's name, so that happened, and that was a bit strange, but we're good, it's fine.
You've been going on tour, I heard that a lot of kids showed up in ball gowns.
Yeah, the first night,
that's
so
cute.
Cute.
Cool, is anybody wearing a ball?
Hey! Hey, girlie!
Come up here, I want to see
You're beautiful! Look at the sparkles!
Come here, show us.
You're so sparkly.
Oh my God, you look amazing.
Do a little turn. We got to see this. It's so pretty.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So pretty. We'll get pictures taken. You're going to look so good. Oh my gosh. Okay. It was really cute because we were in Christiansburg. They had a costume contest, so a lot of girls showed up looking that pretty. And Zuzu was there too, and she's like, I want to go see the princesses. And then she would just wander off to the girls in the prom dresses. I just thought it was so cute. But yeah, that's always fun.
Oh man.
I do appreciate
I should have worn a ball gown tonight.
I know,
I failed.
Extreme.
Next time.
Next time.
For our fashion show.
Or the potato sack, either way.
There we go. I'll do that.
I'll
we should put a potato sack.
Point, counterpoint. One of us is in the potato sack, one of us is in a ball gown.
You have traveled all over the world for this series.
I don't know what to do with my body right now. I'm just, yeah.
What is the coolest place that you've been to?
Okay, so here's the thing, like I've never traveled ever, like I don't like flying, I don't do stuff. But like the first place I ever went that I required a passport was the Philippines. And let me tell you, that is a long flight. Oh my gosh. Like it's like 16, 17 hours to fly to the Philippines. It's insane. I know, and I don't like planes. It was
I'm just thinking about sitting in coach the whole time.
No, it's rough. It's rough. You cry. But like we got there and they were just so welcoming and so kind and warm. And then like that was the first time I showed up at a place and I stepped out of the car and there were like security guards holding people back and I was like, wait, that for me? I was like, that's so funny. Like, what are you doing? So that cracked me up. But that was like a cool thing, like the first like international thing I ever did. And they were so great. And just like the reaction was like insane. And I didn't know what to do with myself. It was awesome.
Have you ever been recognized on the street? Somebody's like, oh my God.
I'd like, yeah, every once in a while. And that's
cool.
Cool when I'm by myself, when I'm with the kids, I'm like, it's okay, like you're fine. Nothing's weird. It's mommy writes books, it's fine. Like I try to explain. So like the other at the event, like the opening event, like for the tour, like the kid, it's all back in the children's area. So I'm doing something. The kids are over playing with Thomas the Train, and Guyton's like, "Mommy, I love you," and I was like, "Yeah, mommy's at work right now. I'll talk to you in a minute, but mommy's at work," and trying to explain like this is part of the job. It's fine. Yeah, it's weird.
Do you have a writing like outfit?
Leggings. So many leggings, yeah. Basically, I live in sweatpants and leggings and...
I should be a writer.
Yeah, you should. Oh my gosh, the uniform is amazing. It's fantastic. I put on real clothes for you guys, but like at home, I'm just... Oh, thanks!
Thank you.
Well, no, yeah, but yeah, at home I just want to be really comfy and I just drink soda and I eat my wheat thins and everything's good. That's my thing. Yeah.
What was the last good YA book you read? Or one that you read recently, you're just like, oh.
No, I've been saying this one for a while now, but it's still my favorite. Like I've read some after it, but this one's lingering with me. It's The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Lavender.
I am obsessed with
this
so
book. Yes.
Oh, I have been in a hangover since I finished that book.
I read, that's the only book to date that I've blurbed because I'm terrified of actually doing that. It's really strange. But like, it's just so, it's the book I wish I wrote because it's way too beautiful. It drives me crazy. And I hate her, but I love her. Yeah, it's good. Write it down.
It's about a girl with 12-foot wings, but it's just totally normal.
Yeah, that's her. Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's amazing. All right, so we've got some fan questions.
I'm ready.
All right, let's do this.
I didn't forget the ones that you have here, by the way. I do see them. And
we can go through.
We'll see what happens.
Okay, I feel like I'm on a game show now.
I'm afraid to look.
Where is the best place to think? Who wrote that one?
I don't know. I can't see. It's so dark.
Hi,
honey. Hey. I don't know that I do think, if I'm honest. Like I
feel like you're just
it's a constant
going.
Yeah, it's a constant like mishmash of stuff going on in my head. So I do have my own little office above my garage, and I just painted the walls like a nice, lovely, ravishing coral. It's beautiful. It's got little gold polka dots on the wall. Makes me very happy. But that's my place in like the house, and I like to be there. But that's always fun. Or I call Panera, I call my office, like my second office. So much to the point that they're sending me things now. They sent me like a cutting board the other day. So that's how much I eat at Panera. Here's a cutting board, honey, thanks.
It's a gift for your 100th visit.
This
month.
This month, basically.
What inspired you to write the selection series? P.S. You're the best author ever. # Team Hail.
That's okay. I'm glad that you guys have some favorites. Okay, so the selection was inspired by thinking about the what-ifs in two other stories, Esther from the Bible and Cinderella. So if you're not familiar with the story of Esther, there's King Xerxes, Queen Vashti, they're having this huge party. The king sends for his wife, she doesn't come, and he's embarrassed in front of all of his buddies. Everybody's drunk, so they're like, why don't you just have a beauty contest and get a new queen? And he thinks this is a fantastic idea. So Esther is one of hundreds, thousands of young women who are gathered and taken to the palace. And once you're there, you don't go back, like win or lose. But she does win, which is remarkable. She saves her people. Really, really beautiful book. But I always wondered if maybe she liked the boy next door. Like, what if there was somebody there that she sort of had to let go of so that she could do this other huge, amazing thing? And Cinderella, as I have said many times, did not ask for a prince. She asked for a night off and a dress. She just wanted to go to a party. So we assume she's happy because she got her man, but what if she wasn't? Like, being a princess is really stressful. Like, that's a hard job. So those two things kind of married in my head, and I knew I wanted to write about this girl who came from a very humble background, and she was going to get the attention of a prince, but she wouldn't want it because she was already in love. And she was going to go through something that showed her more of the world than she ever thought she would see, and that thing became the selection. So that was the beginning of everything right there.
The next question comes from Ashley Shapiro. I like your crown.
Very pretty.
Did you feel bad when you killed Celeste? What about
so here's so you're letting out a spoiler if you've okay, here's the thing about Celeste. Are you ready? I don't kill people, they just die. That's in the same way, like I don't make stuff happen, like I'm waiting for it. Like this is what America said happened, and I just had to put it down on the page. And it wasn't easy, you know. I didn't put the bullet in her head, like the rebel did, and I hated it as much as you guys did. Like that was hard for me. I did not enjoy that day, you know, writing. But yeah, so it's hard. So yeah, there's guilt because like I have to write it down, but not guilt because I didn't do it. Okay? I didn't do anything. Take it up with America.
This question comes from Samantha C. Which book did you enjoy writing the most?
Ooh.
I know that they're all your babies.
They are. And they all were kind of, well, I guess the Heir and the Selection were written in very similar ways, where like I just started at the beginning and you kind of went through. The Elite, I wrote, like I had some scenes that I knew happened and I strung them together. And with the one, I started at the end and wrote my way forward, like to the beginning, which was weird, but it worked. So like I write them all in kind of different ways, so I feel kind of differently about each of them. But I think that whatever is my most recent thing is probably the thing that is the best, because I didn't study writing, like I studied history, so I feel like I'm learning as I go. So I feel like this is probably the most polished, like best one I've made. So probably the Heir will be my favorite right now. Ask me again next year, it'll be number 5. So I do not have a title.
It's gonna be the
something.
I mean, it's a guess. It's a wild guess.
Yeah, go crazy. But I'm sure there'll be like a really fun reveal coming up for whatever the title of the 5th book is. I don't know it today. We're still like looking at things.
And there'll be a girl in a potato sack on the
In a potato sack. It's gonna be amazing.
This is a really great question, so whoever wrote this, thank you. How excited are you for a possible Selection movie? Did you guys freak out when you saw that news?
So
Tell us everything.
Okay. So actually at this point there's not a ton to tell. Like the rights have been sold to Warner Brothers. We have a producer. We have a screenwriter who's working away. I've read her outline. There's no script yet, but I've read her outline, and I'm really enjoying it actually. There were some other incarnations when they attempted to make it a TV show, and I wasn't quite through. I know you know. I know some of you know. And I wasn't quite thrilled about how everything was going down, but I really like the way this is going. So if they continue along this path, some of the events might change, but the characters are still very true. And that's what I think really matters. Like if you still have America being America and Maxon being Maxon and Aspen being Aspen, that's more important than I think ABC happening in a row. Okay. So I mean, stick with me. I'll keep you guys posted. I know nothing else besides that, but yeah, it's exciting that like maybe we could all get dressed up in prom dresses and go to the movies together. So that'd be fun. I could have an excuse to buy a fancy dress.
There you go. You would have a premiere.
I would have a premiere.
Yes.
So I would have to buy a fancy dress. That's on the list. Boom, make that happen, please.
Do you have a dream cast?
I do not. People ask all the time, like, who would you have as Maxon? And I'm like, I have no idea. And I've never like mentally assigned like an actor to any of their faces. They're just what they are in my head. And I think in real life, like I would be awful at trying to like cast them. Like it would be detrimental to everybody's everything. So we'll leave that in the hands of the professional. But I'm not rooting or like against anybody at this moment. I'm good.
Who would you guys want to cast as America?
People you don't know. Yeah, I really like the. I have heard your cries. I have passed those on. Certain people. No, I like the idea of it being unknowns. Like I love the idea of like newbies kind of coming in. Like maybe like Clarkson and Amber Lee could be like people we know, but like the young, like I would love to see like new faces. I think that'd be really cool.
That would be cool.
And I would like to be a maid in the palace and walk through. Like that's my
is
goal.
that what
Yeah, that's my goal. Like I loved Cody Keplinger, like in the End of the Dove. I loved Veronica running off in the roof.
With the tattoos
Yeah,
on her,
I loved it. So I'm hoping that poor John Green got his scene cut. So I'm hoping
Maybe he'll be in Paper Towns.
Maybe he'll be in Paper Towns. I would love to like just be a maid, like tra-la-la-la-la, I'm carrying a tray. I could rock at carrying a
That
tray.
would be awesome.
I would dominate carrying a tray. Forget that. Anyway.
I don't know if you guys ever watched Tea Time, but Aubrey and I tried to be extras in Insurgent. We like made a whole plea to just be dead people in Insurgent.
You'd be so
be like lying on the floor like, they said no.
What?
Because
Protest.
we would have had to been separated. She would have been Amity, and I would have been some, I don't know, some like weird person. Yeah, or factionless or something like that.
Yeah.
I hope that A, this movie happens, and B, you get to be
A maid
in that. That would be amazing.
Dream big.
If you met Maxon and America in real life,
Okay.
what would you say to them?
Way to go. Like no, seriously.
I know, they made it
Because
work.
people were asking like recently, like, if Maxon and America hadn't met that first night, do you think they would have like made it? And I was like, no, I don't think so. And like if the rebel, I know it's okay.
I'm having feelings.
It's okay. You know, this will lead into something I want to tell you guys like after this. Give me 1 second. We're gonna get there. And like if the rebels hadn't come at the end, like would he have still married Chris? And it's like, yeah, I think so. So it's okay. Calm down. Everything's fine. You know it is. It's on paper. So like I feel like they were so close several times to missing their happily ever after. I'm like, good job for making it. Like, way to go, kids. They were so close. So this is something that comes up a lot, and I think I'm just going to tell you just so you can know. Because you know when I talked about like writing stuff for America, and I didn't know her very well, so I had to like rewrite certain things, and I realized like down the road that would change certain choices, including the ending, because the ending that you have was not the original one. Yeah, you're gonna scream at me. This is gonna be so bad. Would you like to know the original ending? Okay, I'm gonna need you guys to stay in your chairs when I tell you this. Okay, shh. Here we go.
I'm like scared and excited.
Be scared, it's great. Okay, Clarkson died. Maxon died. Okay, Amberly lived. And she eventually adopted America because she still wanted a daughter. Yeah, I know, that was fresh, right? And then America eventually chose Aspen and they became king and queen. Hold on. Now, for me, I was down with that because I thought that Aspen would have made a fantastic king. He's a great leader. I thought this was a really cool thing. But I realized kind of belatedly, like as this was going on, that Maxon was actually the harder choice for her. And for her to even make that choice, he had to be alive. So like that, so that saved him, she saved him. And that's kind of how it went down. So it changed that one time from me like getting to know her, and then it ended as it did. Just tuck that in with all your thoughts tonight. And we could have gone in a slightly different direction. Everybody freaks out. It's fine. Everything's okay. I love you.
All right, the last question we have is from Amelie. Two-part question.
Okay.
What books did you enjoy as a child? And then the last question is fantastic. So.
Okay. Books I enjoyed as a child. I'm having a hard time remembering. I remember like my parents bought me these books that also had like tapes with them, because this is back in the 80s when you listened to tapes. And so I remember like having that to like read along with, but I don't remember the specific book. So that was really special that they kind of found a way to help me learn to read, and it dinged when you were supposed to turn the page, so I knew what was going on. So that was really helpful. High fives to mom and dad. But in high school, my choir teacher had me read The Little Prince, which if you've never read, it's a children's book, but it's absolutely precious. And like Calloway and I, like while we were dating, like I read it to him. Like it was like this is when we were married. Like I tucked him in with that. Like a couple of nights in a row, we read his chapters. And I'm waiting for Gaiden to get like a little bit older so that I can read him like a little bit at a time because I think that's special. Like I want to pass that one on. Those are good ones.
What is your favorite cake?
This is so hard. I mean, I guess a good classic vanilla with a buttercream is always nice. There's a cupcake shop in my town called Bubble Cake, and they make this really great like cinnamon roll cupcake. It's delicious, and I want to eat it right now. But I need that. Yeah, it's so good, and it's got like the sprinkles on it and this like swirly thing. It's so yummo. But I love, cake. You know how I feel about cake. It's no secret. Like I go places sometimes now and I get paid in cake. Like I'm not even kidding. Like if I go to high school, like if they're local, like you don't have to pay for me to come, but they will always bring me cake, which is I have no complaints about that at all. Like thank you. I will take all of this. Yes.
I mean it's donuts, but
that's
yeah.
fine. Yeah.
I mean they basically are just round cakes.
They're just round cakes.
With a hole in the middle.
They're beautiful.
We have a few more.
Bonus questions. Okay.
This one's funny. Did any of the boys from the Heir remind you of your past boyfriends?
I didn't actually have a lot of boyfriends. I had boys that I
started dating your husband in
high school. No, in college, but like there were boys that I like pined away for and then never actually dated. Like,
yes.
But it's funny because they are like those are probably some of the most influential men in my life. Like,
those are the ones you can never get rid of in your mind.
Yeah, it's so weird. But like I mean, I don't think so. Like usually characters kind of show up and they're their own people. And I don't know, like there was a book that I'm kind of working on that I almost named after a guy there's a guy I almost named after a guy that I didn't like anymore because he was kind of a jerk. But I was like, oh, do I really want to immortalize him? Does he get that? I don't think he does.
Unless you make him a villain and then you kill him.
Yeah, no, he's not going to die. I know he's not going to die, but I do know he's just kind of a jerk and I don't like the guy in the book. So I was like, But no, I just think those need to be separate. Like I have name association things that needs to be its own thing. So.
Would you ever enter the selection?
I mean, that totally depends. Like, do I have an Aspen already? Is the prince that I'm going to be looking at Maxon, like, is that a thing? Like, it really does depend. Like, if I was already spoken for, no, I don't think I would. If I wasn't and it was Maxon, yeah, probably so. And I'd probably be kicked out day one. Like, let's be real. Like, I'm not gonna make it very far, but I'm gonna try.
The last question comes from Caitlin Gallagher.
Okay.
Does your degree in history ever influence or affect your writing?
That's a good question.
It's a scholarly question.
Yeah, very excellent question. No.
Gold star, Caitlin.
Yeah. It actually has been kind of helpful because it made me a really good researcher, and that's come in handy several times. The stuff I have to Google in a day is weird. Like the varying degrees of like. What does a victim of this look like as opposed to like what kind of this is best for that? And like it's the strange stuff that you have to like find and then weed through and then like forget the internet because it's not helping and go to an actual library where the humans can help you.
The original Google.
The original Google. Love them. So like that has definitely helped, and I spent my days listening to real life stories, so I don't know a whole lot about like arcs and like those developmental things. Those are things I'm still learning, but like listening to like real life stories, I think helped maybe add a bit of realness to my characters. So I hope that helped in a way. But I'm happy I studied what I did. I'm looking to learn more about writing now. Like, yeah, I've got several books out. There's that whole #1 thing, but I think I still have a lot to learn. And so like, just personally, I think that I'm constantly in a state of learning. You're cute.
So we have a little something. So carefully.
Very carefully.
There are like maybe 5 or 6 Post-its under chairs. So if you have a Post-it under your chair, you have just won yourself either a poster or a box set.
Oh, you're dirty? I'm sorry.